Now we come to what I consider the fun part of the show. This is the part of the show where we talk about our Bible bracket, the Clinton Initiative Podcast Bible bracket. Now, what is a show Bible? A show Bible is a document that outlines the characters, plots, settings, and themes of a television series. Writers pitch show Bibles to network executives and production companies in the hopes that they would procure a production agreement. Now, we are showing our Bible bracket when we do our shows in the hopes that our sponsors, which is our audience, in the hope that they will want to invest in and become a part of our show. So when we do this bracket every week, we're basically showing the audience what we have to offer in the hopes that they will want to invest in it or, in fact, be a part of it. Now, this was our first 4 weeks, and those are our winners on the bracket. We have Sentient, and then we have Maria Trout, and then we have Straw, and then we have John Long. Those were the series, the movies that advanced. Right now, we're mostly talking about the movies, but there will be other brackets and other opportunities for people to see what we have upcoming. And everything we have on this list in terms depends on support from our audience. So as we post the show and as we post clips from the show, I hope that people will like, comment, and share so that we can grow. So we did have habits, and then after that we had grave decisions. So now this week we've got two new movies to talk about. And what we're going to do, guys, I'm going to introduce each one. We're going to discuss them, between ourselves. And then finally, we're going to decide which one is the winner. So are you guys ready?
Like Freddie.
Ready?
Yeah.
Like Freddie. Okay. So the first one is disturbing. Now, I fell down a YouTube black hole this week. And this crawled out, disturbing crawled out. Basically, how many disturbing things can you be exposed to on the internet before you yourself become disturbed? The algorithm is designed so that the more you watch something, the more it will feed to you. And unfortunately, there's so many creators who have produced so much stuff on YouTube that I just have to define as disturbing. And in this film, we delve into one part of that black hole of disturbing content and the algorithm behind it and how it can shape one person's life. Now, the next film idea is called Just Once. Just Once. How many times in your life have you done something just once and you'll say, well, okay, that was fun, but I'm not doing that anymore. You come along, you do something, you do it just once, and you say, hey, I'm never going to do that again. It was okay once, but it's just not my thing. Well, just imagine if that one time you did something, not only was it caught on film, it went viral. And now millions of people have seen you do that one thing that you've decided you're never going to go do again, but now it's viral. Millions of people have seen it. And every time you go out, you're confronted with the thing that you did just once. And trust me, we won't be playing the song Just Once when we do the movie. Okay, so I've introduced both ideas. Now, this is our discussion time. What do you guys think of disturbing and just once? Who wants to speak first?
You make a pick. Ladies first, but she's not here, so
Well,
Jamal will go.
since you spoke up, man, what do you think of the two ideas?
I love
Using
the
our rating system, which one sticks, which one needs work, and which one can we forget about?
the boat goes together. The boat could stick. I like the boat, but I have to pick one. But I'm gonna tell you, give my little knowledge about it. The both of them sends a powerful message for the young people out there. Just once, I see, it could deal with someone who's now, probably have a good reputation. They could be under peer pressure and all that. And the way how social media is going, they probably make them do something just to be in the group or the crowd, and it videotaped and blow up, go online. And it's hard for that person to come out, to clear their name, because it's all over on social media, and their name is dirty all over the internet. So I see that could also be a good learning experience. There's also a saying that experience is not always the best teacher. People, they say you're going to learn from experience, and they're going to do it just once and learn, but sometimes it isn't. So it could be a learning something that even though someone never done something before, better you don't do it, because you never know what's going to turn out of it. And what's the name of the other one again?
The other one is disturbing.
Disturbing.
It's about those
Disturbing.
disturbing YouTube
Yeah.
black hole.
Disturbing could also stick. It also stick too, because it is also something that is learning for the young people who are now experiencing and experimenting on the internet, going online. The internet could also create monsters. Let's say someone who has a virgin brain, his parents introduce him to the computer, and they are not supervised properly. The internet is a window to a lot of demonic portals, and it could also be used as positive. So the internet could actually make you, and it could break you. I don't know which one to pick.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to continue the discussion, and I'm going to bring Jamel up here so that we can answer any of his questions and discuss it with him. What do you think, Jamel?
You know, I'm actually still thinking.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick.
Because there's so many avenues that both of those can go, and they could also be like, well, a sequel or a prequel to each one. So that's why I'm like, I don't know.
Okay. Well, my contribution to the discussion, I come up with a lot of different stories and ideas, and I constantly, every day, you can see it on the agenda that I send to you guys each week. I'm constantly scribbling down notes from experiences and things that happen. And all you have to do is go on YouTube and look at something once. And all of a sudden you get this flow of things that are related to that, yeah, for me, it got to the point where it was just disturbing. And I don't think that can make you anything you're not already going to be. But I think that what it can do is it can speed up the process for someone who maybe does have some rather disturbing ideas. They'll fall down that black hole and see so many videos reinforcing what they believe and who they are, that the next thing you know, because they fell down that YouTube black hole, we get to experience that on a very visceral, real level. And I think that's something that film is great at exploring. Doing that character study of someone who already has disturbing tendencies, but then those disturbing tendencies are given a voice. And all of a sudden, we get to see that and suffer the consequences of it. With just once in our lives, there are things that we feel we have the obligation to do, or we feel the obligation to be. And when we do things outside of that, everyone seems to have an opinion. Even if it's something you've done once and you're never going to do it again, you get to hear everybody's opinions about something you never want to do again. And how people react to that is what's important, because sometimes something you've just done once, the more people tell you don't do it, you already had decided not to do it, but they keep telling me not to do it. So guess what? I think I'm going to do it. So I think just once gives us an opportunity. It's also another character study and an exploration of how we are all curious and we are all explorers in life. And the more we live and the more we explore, that's how we determine who we are, what we want to be, and who we ultimately will be for the rest of our lives. When we're not allowed to do that exploration, and when we're stuck at that just once stage, it basically destroys our capability to define and find who we really are. So, with just once and disturbing, these are two different character studies all about the human condition. One disturbing, and the other is disturbing only because of the way people react. Whew, that was a mouthful.
And you know,
Can
both of
tie
those
together.
both of those can, like I was saying, tie together. And just like for this month, mental health,
Mhm.
because you just never know. Because you'd be like, please God, just this once, let me get this disturbing thing out of the way. Please God, just this once. I don't really like what I'm about to do, but I gotta do it to make it to B, to from A to B. So please, just this once, let me make it through it. You know, just like that.
And just this one thing the person did could be very disturbing because
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
but I'm gonna give you an example of something that could be explored in just once. But it's just a story that I saw today, and for me, it's just an idea of the kind of things that people do. For example, in Florida, every bad story seems to come from Florida. I don't know why. But this young lady decided she wanted to dress up in a suit and go to the prom. And they escorted her out and kicked her out of the prom.
Hmm.
And I was thinking back in my day, how many times young ladies would dress up in men's suits and men's clothing and do stuff, and nobody really paid any attention to it. But now, a young lady dresses in a suit to go to her prom, and they kick her out.
Really?
It may have been something she only. It's Florida, man. So you know Florida. That's how they roll. But that also solidified to me the idea of just once. Back in my day, somebody just once would wear a suit to the prom, and the next thing you know, they're a beauty queen, Miss USA. You know, they go on to explore more their feminine side as well as exploring their masculine side, and they decided they want to be more feminine, and the next thing you know, they're a beauty queen. So I think that too many people with young people put an emphasis on the little things they do in exploring life, and all of a sudden it just becomes a bigger thing than it should be. Hopefully that helps, because now we've had our introduction, we had our discussion, and based on our rating system, whether it sticks, needs more work, or whether we can forget about it, we know to forget about it is not on the agenda for either one of these, because it seems like we all like both. But if you have to decide which one is first, which one are you going to choose, Clint?
I will say just once because at the same time, just once could also be disturbing. So I'll stick with just once.
Okay, so we're going to go with just once as the winner this week for Clint. And now, Jamel, which one would you
Just
want
once.
to have explored first?
Just once.
Okay, so it looks like we have a unanimous decision. And yeah, it seems like the ideas can blend into each other. But just like with the Clinton Initiative podcast, and just like with the Avenger Avengers Initiative was Marvel. As you can probably tell, I'm a big fan of Marvel.
Mm,
as
I
a
like
big fan,
both.
as a big fan of Marvel, you can tell that it's the things intertwined and mixed to create something that you could look back at each film and see a part where they all sort of connect. We have the capability now of, in an organic way, just like with the first half of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we have the opportunity to not only explore our subjects, but in a way have them connect. And as we get people coming to our shows and being a part of our shows, we actually will be able to make it all interconnect in a natural, organic way that enhances everything for everyone. So this week, it looks like Just Once is the winner for our week 7 bracket.